I mean, I think Zinc just had a little bit a superior strategy, and drafting game 2 is a lot more interesting. And I think Trio have definitely sort of looked back on the previous game and the previous matchup with Zinc, and really done their homework. And hopefully they're going to come into this game and into this series very, very prepared and looking for a good series, and definitely looking to take that #1 spot as well. So I'm looking forward to a good series, man. I just can't wait for this game to get underway.
Yeah, definitely excited that we have made it to this point. Obviously, as it was in the previous cycle, and as it will be in future cycles, I'm sure. Great matches all throughout, but nothing like the grand finals, man. And again, going into the cycle, especially with the changes to BMG with their whole new roster, and I think it's safe to say, a lot of us, at least myself, I mean, I was definitely feeling pretty good about Willowkeeper having a good shot. They finished 3rd place. BMG, the former BMG team, got 2nd, of course, and then Zinc again won it all. So, you'd like to think that Willowkeeper are going to be able to keep it up. So they are here, but by no means wasn't an easy ride either. Definitely had to put out some good competition, but again, they are here in the end. So you can almost say maybe the matchup that was expected, but it's hard to say that nowadays, as we keep talking about, though, with so many just good teams kind of coming up. Who knows what's going to happen. Anyways, I am rambling on as I do. We got plenty of picks and bands to talk about. Initially, the bands were Ophelia, Cthulhu Font, Parasite, and Pharaoh coming out there. Rhapsody into Doctor, Magnus into Glacius, Puppet Master to Tempest coming out. So Zlap going to get his Tempest here. Of course, Parasite and Ophelia being taken out. Well, third one works out just fine as well. So they go Tempest. You see the follow-up bands, and now here we are with the Kraken pick, actually, coming out over here for Willowkeeper. So
yeah, and I mean, already actually, Zincs, the first of all, they first picked the Doctor Repulsor, which I think is a little bit greedy because there is a lot of sort of counterplay around that. One of the being is actually Puppet Master, which is 3rd picked here. And then second of all, actually, they've picked up the Tempest as well. So, like, quite a greedy jungler as well as kind of a greedy sort of solo in the short lane as well. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Tree do decide to sort of man up here. They might just run normal 2 dual lanes, but at the same time, I think they might even go for an aggressive tri-lane here. Put some pressure onto the Doctor Repulsor, put some pressure onto the Tempest. They've got the heroes to do that. And Valkyrie, so that's mostly going to be a Valkyrie secondary support. Unless it's going to be a jungle in Magnus, but we'll have to see. But like you said, man, Tree bringing out the innovation already just in the grand final.
Yeah, not afraid to do that once again. But also, the biggest thing I love about that I mean, that was picked basically at the same time at Devo. Like, he was just spam-clicking Valkyrie, just waiting for it to be eligible to be picked up on their side. So yeah, they go Valkyrie. Now, as you see right there, I mean, Valkyrie has kind of popped up here and there a little bit lately, whereas I believe on Cycle 2 and Season 2, excuse me, and Season 1, I don't know if we really saw much of this hero in general. She went through a long phase where we did not see much of her. She kind of has making stints here and there. Again, whether that's just because of certain changes or not, who knows. But her arrow, one of the most iconic abilities of the game, really. And the Valkyrie Prism is always fun to watch as well, especially used in the aggressive manner. When you see them going in for a gank or a team push or whatever, use the Valkyrie Prism and look to set things up. But again, different hero once again in the Valkyrie. I'm sure it is going to be. Oh, actually, is it going? So you say. So the secondary support. We're going to see maybe, I would assume, the Magnus Valk lane. I mean, that's, you think...
Nah, I think it's going to be Jungle Magnus and then Suicide Valkyrie.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Solo Kraken. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to be. I mean, I've seen box a lot of Suicide Valkyrie, and obviously Root have still got the Magnus. And that's why I actually think they've picked up the Scout here on Zinc. Very, 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 very long time ago when I think SG picked up the Scout, it was mostly to deal with actually TDM and Minuts' Tempest in the jungle. They used to use the Electric Eye to block a lot of camps, and I think it's the same strategy that Zinc are going for here. Block out the jungle in Magnus' jungle here to really stop the sort of farm that he can get from pulling the lane, and I think that's the sort of strategy why Zinc have already picked up the Scout. So already quite a few mind games going on here. We'll have to see how the game goes up, Breaky.
Yeah, definitely excited. Again, game number 1 here. Obviously, once again, Zinc is up 1-0, so they got the momentum, and deservedly so, not only coming from the winter bracket, but again, they defeated Willowkeeper actually in the winter bracket finals 2-0. So kind of spilling over into the grand finals even again, understandably so. So yeah, the Scout final pick though, Scout not your typical go-to suicide hero nowadays, but Kazoo does have a lot of history playing this at the same time. And community straw poll, what are we looking at? Okay, yeah, 75% to Zinc even, 25% to Willowkeeper. So, yeah, it's understandable and not too surprising to see. Not only Zinc has a lot of fans out there, but again, them being up 1-0, strong team right now. But yeah, Scout actually running into Puppet Master. No crowd control though. I mean, he could have leveled up the hold if he wanted to.
I'm actually kind of... I really don't like that he didn't use that, though, because now Scout still hasn't leveled the Vanish. If he actually used the Puppeteer's Hold, it most likely would have forced Scout to actually use the Vanish. But now he can still level up the Electric Eye and actually really screw up Magnus's jungle here. But he's still actually waiting into the trees. But yeah, that's the only thing, because now if Scout actually does get these Electric Eyes off into the jungle, this could be huge, actually. But he doesn't. He might actually be rotating to the jungle to do it now, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Going to kind of go backside here, perhaps. There's the Ward of Sight play, so not blocking any camps necessarily, just simply gets up vision, of course, despite going up against what you expect to see as a Magnus kind of more so in the jungle here, but getting some vision, trying to be safe in that sense. There is a Rev Ward still on Rhapsody. I'm wondering, yeah, she might wait right here to see if this is actually blocked, but obviously that is not the case. I think she also might just be looking around for Scout in general, just seeing if he's still around here somewhere. But no, Magnus is going to see a Scout doing actually a pull right here on the creep wave, as you would expect. Going to bring it into the jungle. Not much Scout can do about that. And going to start right here with the camp as it spawns. So, yeah, should be a decent time for Root of Z right there. Again, not your typical jungle hero, but we've seen this style before with the Magnus jungle, kind of like the Behemoth jungle. And it has potential to work out. Top lane right away, though. Valkyrie, a lot of pressure coming out. Forced to use the leap, and that's going to be on cooldown now for 30 seconds. It's a very long cooldown on that blink style of ability compared to other heroes.
Yep. And the only problem is that obviously he's facing a dual lane here, and Valkyrie is not too bad in the solo lane, but 1v2 does suffer very, very much. So, I mean, expect Valkyrie to be level 1 for a long, long time. And unless Doc's Repulsor does lose lane control, Valkyrie's going to have an absolute terrible time in this lane.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Boxy, I was going to say, you're not going to win that auto attack war at this rate, so he just does as much as possible. He did have a health potion, though, so he felt confident that, might as well use as much life and pop the health potion when you need to. So, Boxy, going to be fine for now, but this is where it gets a little scary again. He does have the leap up here. And is that me? I'm seeing a little bit of lag. I think it might have been me. Hopefully everything is fine, though. But, okay, it looks like we are good to go now anyways. But, yeah, so leaping away again. Again, that's a fairly long cooldown, but is Rhapsody coming over? Yeah?
Glacius might be in a little bit of trouble if he's not careful.
Trying to set something up, but in the meantime, Glacius going off to the side. But, yeah, Rhapsody coming top right. I mean, it's just Kraken versus Devo right now. You think they're just going to send Rhapsody up here permanently, and then would that make sense to you?
It would make sense because obviously, I mean, if Rhapsody gets hooked in the mid lane, even though it's 1v2, she's most likely going to die. And at the same time, I don't know if Insania did notice the rotation coming from Rhapsody, because now, if Glacius does push up any further, he can definitely get picked off from the Valkyrie and Rhapsody. And at the same time, this does give at least some kind of lane presence here for Valkyrie. If Rhapsody wasn't here, I mean, you would expect the Valkyrie to be level 1. For almost the whole type of the game. So I think Insania has noticed the rotation though, so he's just going to make the safe play and just pull for now.
Yeah. Devo putting some harassment right here. Mickey going to put in some auto attacks using that decay of his. I keep wanting to call it. Oh, misses the hook right there. Just a little bit to the side. Krake able to avoid it and actually gets his bottle delivered there as well. So very, very close, but you see Devour is heading towards the top rune. It's still there actually, coming close to 3 minutes now. He's going to be able to bottle up the Haster. And actually, top lane, if he goes top with this, there is no vision on the Legion's side, but he's not going to go up there and instead heads back towards the middle lane. I feel like he really could have definitely got a kill attempt up there, but choosing to farm it up in the middle lane and play the more efficient route in that sense. But yeah, top lane, Doctor's going in. There comes the cutoff from Rhapsody. The turnaround with the arrow in the face. Couple of auto attacks to follow. Is it going to be enough for the kill? One more. Yes, it is. Wow. Beautiful patience and setup right there.
And this is exactly what I was saying. Fusen was actually staying up there for the last 20 seconds. And like you said, the patience there did pay off. And I actually thought it was going to be the Glacius who was going to give the first blood, if anyone, because I thought he was going to be the one trying to box out Valkyrie. Instead, Doc's Repulsor getting a little bit too antsy, trying to put in as much harassment as possible onto the Valkyrie. In the end, got out of position and just good kill. And first blood onto the short lane carry. I mean, Tree looking very, very strong here in Game 1.
Yeah, let's see how the other things are going. Specifically, this Magnus jungle. You see right here, Scout's next to him. He's going to actually start to steal some of the creeps. Magnus, though, not going to let him do that freely. He throws out the stun and auto-attacks him away in the end. So, as far as Disease Farm, though, I mean, it's 225 gold per minute. Not too bad in the end. Scout is level 4, however, managing some good levels right here. And looking pretty good in that sense. Top rune, Invis rune going to spawn up here and actually going to be bottled by Devour. And he's going to the top lane. Yeah, he has a haste activated. This is a big attempt for Zinc Esports to get on the board as far as hero kills go. Dr. Repulsor going, and they find a level 1 Rhapsody. That is no doubt a dead Rhapsody. Nothing that she's going to be able to do to get away. So it's just a matter of who gets the kill at this point. Oh, maybe he's trying to let Doctor get it? Okay. He's like, yeah.
It
takes it!
It's just KS, man. That's just KS. Now, I'm pretty sure they try to let it... I think they're pretty sure they try to give it to Flintsmeister because, obviously, he had the first blood death there. Only 240 GPM. Not the start he wants to be. Yeah, and Insane actually takes it. So, some of a misplay, but in the end, did kill Rapsy in the end. So, not the biggest appeal. And actually, good warding come out from Insane, though. Already de-warded this safe suicide lane ward here for Boxes, so he's going to have a very, very tough time suiciding up here. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's kind of funny because honestly, I don't even know if Devo was necessary there in the end. Although with him being there, it kept Valkyrie away from even attempting to do anything. Meanwhile, speaking of middle lane, though, yeah, Devo, he's going to be gone on first though. The Tempest on him in a counter, however, the release of Kraken's not going to be enough for the kill. Will he go for a hook right here? He will. It's just out of range though. What a crazy sequence of events. The timing from Zlapt was perfect with that ultimate.
Man, like, honestly, that Devourer was like almost 10 HP. I thought that Kraken ultimate was actually going to tick him down, but just skirts him out, and the timing of Zlapt there, absolutely perfect. And that was actually a big deal, though. If Mickey dies there, Kraken completely dominates the lane. He's already winning 340 GPM, but I mean, Devourer, not the strongest of 1v1 heroes, particularly against a melee Kraken. And losing that Bloodlust, or losing a death to Krake on the Kraken would have been absolutely huge. There's a massive plays coming out from Zlapt. And actually Kraken's somewhat looking to try and find this Scout, just protecting the bottom room though, but Scout might be able to pick it off now.
That had to be so surprising though for the Legion. I mean, again, he was Invis obviously right there, so they figured they had a free kill on a Kraken. All of a sudden a Tempest ultimate comes out. But again, he just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Middle lane, there's the hook on a Kraken right there. You see Scout coming in with the follow-up now on Kraken. Speaking of having no clue, had no clue. Scout was sitting on top of him that whole time, scouting him out and simply also setting up for the follow-up of Devour right there. So the Invis is actually having some big impact here in several cases for Sync Esports, as they're now up 2-1. In fact, Scout going back in with the Invis. Rhapsody Magnus going for the kill. The arrow comes in as well, but Devo's just too tanky, man. Magnus has to run away. Tempest comes in with his stunts. The hook not going to hit right there. And Magnus will be fine in response, but I mean, you see Rhapsody right here. She's only level 1, finally hits level 2 right there. But just a little too tanky was Devo. Not enough follow-up damage.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is the problem. So with Valkyrie Suicide, it did work to some extent, but actually middle lane,
they didn't want to stop this, man. The arrow, is that going to hit? No, it's not going to hit, but it doesn't matter anyways. He gets cut off. I mean, so that's one of those cases. Okay, they finally kill Mickey, but they have 4 players here.
People, exactly, yeah, 4 players. Well, okay, Tempest is free farming in the jungle, 300 GPM. Dr. Repulse has got his farm back on 300 GPM, and Insane's actually getting quite a good farm as well. Even though being like a support, he's been doing a lot of pulling, 140 GPM, and level 4 now compared to, say, the level 2 Rhapsody. And like you said, I mean, with the Valkyrie in the Suicide lane, he had such little lane presence that the Rhapsody was forced to go top lane. She's only level 2, only 100 GPM as well, and obviously, yeah, Kraken did do fine 1v1 against the Devourer, but just with the hero picks already, their laning phase was quite weak, because obviously it forced this rotations coming out from Rhapsody. Whereas, you know, Insania on the Glaciers was handling his own all the while. You had Tempest farming the jungle, so I mean, Tree, a little bit behind in terms of gold, but a lot behind in terms of the experience, just because of the draft. Yeah,
Zlapt in general, a great jungler, arguably one of the best on the scene right now, and Tempest, obviously one of his more go-to in the end, and see his stats to kind of back that up right there is, I would guess, so 8-1 right there as far as his Tempest play goes, and very good stats. See the 17 assist average. That's pretty crazy. Through 9 games to average 17 assists. That's a lot of action coming out and a lot of involvement. So, yeah, you do see Valkyrie, though, bottom lane. She's continuing to try to be active here for the team. A Suicide Valkyrie, you would expect that, but they need to get kills with it. They're going to try for it right here on a Scout. The Puppet Show easily keeps him in place. There's a follow-up, and a lot is used. But it gets the easy kill in the process on a KZ playing that Scout. So, hey, it works out in the end. Again, a lot was used, but kill is a kill, as we always say, especially coming up to 9 minutes mark in this game. And Puppet Master is farming very well. Baltazar, I mean, that's no surprise. Baltazar, the player himself, he's quickly becoming one of the more notable carry players on the scene, if not already. As far as what he does middle, and in the meantime, Devourer goes down. So this time it does work out. There's no Invis Tempest nearby. And Kraken and Magnus combo for the kill, both using their ultimates, but again, they get the kill in the end. So,
yeah, and this goes back to honestly the strength of Magnus jungle. I mean, yeah, okay, Tempest does farm faster than the Magnus. That's noted. Obviously, it's 300 GPM and has obviously a higher levels. But actually, top lane.
Yeah, that whole time they were diving, finally get the kill. The TP came very late right there. But it's understandable. I mean, Kraken, he finally comes in, but he has no mana really on him. In fact, yeah, he needs to be careful as you see them charging him back. So even with them TPing earlier, might not have mattered, if anything, for a scare tactic. But in the end, Valkyrie gets dove on, gets killed. And this push is going to continue now. It is still full life tower. Going to start taking some damage now. But Magnus is nearby. You have Kraken getting more mana, using the bottle charges right there. In fact, going to use a mana potion from the observatory. And there is a port coming in from Valkyrie. So we're going to see an arrow coming out right here. There's the stun on to Dr. Pulse with the arrow followed up. No, the charge charges him out of the way. Not the best things to the hook hits, but it wasn't in time. There's the Tempest ultimate hour. Valkyrie runs into it. Not the biggest deal, though, because there's zero follow-up. Zlap goes down, and a double tap for Root of Z on Magnus.
And look at Tree now, 3,000 gold up, 100 experience up as well. And that was two of probably the most important heroes to kill as well. Dropped the Tempest down GPM, dropped the Doctor Repulsor down GPM. And look at the Puppet Master, 380 GPM, 380 GPM on Kraken.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's only 10 minutes in, but Tree, they're looking very, very strong. Somewhat surprisingly as well.
Yeah, that was a huge turnaround at the top lane again. We kind of saw that coming in as far as the tower still being at full life. And again, Zinc, that usually is a good timing. You have the Ring of Sorcery on Tempest, level 8, you know, Doctor pushing up the lane. You have the Catapult with you, the Hell Cannon in that case. It makes sense to push there, but very rarely it seems like we see a team attempt to stop that. But Willowkeeper, just the circumstances lined up. Magnus happened to be up there for that time being. Anyways, Kraken, just enough mana regen to get there. And Valkyrie obviously coming back in, so everything kind of lined up for Willowkeeper to make a big fight happen. And thus up 63 hero kills, 3,000 gold lead. You see the gold efficiency right there, 88.6%. Again, very high early on in this game. In favor of Willowkeeper. Now, yeah, this is a jungle Magnus. This is not a short lane farm Magnus, you know, a mid Magnus out of the advantage. This is a jungle Magnus that almost has a portal key. At 11 minutes in. Yeah, we do see the bottom lane though. Scout gonna maybe go on. No, Glacius nearby, but I don't know though if they would have gotten it because, well, maybe, but they choose not to go for it. Yeah.
So just good play count from Bat as well. Very, very quick to walk back there in the end, and obviously that does, you know, reduce Glacius' sort of farmer and effectiveness as well. He has to run all the way down to the bottom lane. Doesn't get the kill, so again, Tree still looking very, very strong. But for Zinc, though, what they need though is obviously that they need probably the Astrolabe on the Tempest if that's the sort of style of play they want to go for too. And at the same time, Dr. Repulse is not the sort of GPM they need him to be at the moment. Give him a couple minutes, and then maybe the team fight potential here of Zinc will be turned on, and expect the pub train. But for Tree, they're doing exactly what they need to do. They've been doing a lot of ganking, and it's been working out very, very well for them. 6 to 3 hero kills, and they're 3,000 gold up as well. Expect the kills to go up as well, particularly when the Assassin's Round is picked up on Puppet Master, and then even more ganking potential to be happening. Scout here in the bottom lane, just scouting out, finding out where the enemy team is, just so you know, the enemy team can do Ancients quite safely. I
like that. The wall of electric guys, you see Puppet Master walks right up to it, though, and kills it. Yeah, there is a ward that's like way off to the side here from Fusin, but obviously the electric guy out of range to be able to spot that one right there. But yeah?
Really good ward.
Does that give vision all the way to the tower area?
It doesn't give vision to the tower, but it gives up to, like, I can't really ping or show you, but it does give enough
to
vision
the lane and
because I mean, like, I think actually we saw in the last series with Zinc, there were so many rev wards to sort of to try and counter the lane ward here on the short lane, but this ward over here obviously protects it from that, and this just gives it enough sort of vision. I think that was the reason why actually Glacius was spotted in the bottom lane, so already this ward paying off here, coming out from Fusin.
Yeah. You see Valkyrie back at the top side. There is a Magnus nearby. Again, he has that portal key, so it's almost as if they're baiting this Valkyrie. But, you know, you don't want to be careful what you ask for, yeah, because you do see Tempest and Devour nearby, so that would be too much bait in the end. In fact, Devo has a hook ready to go. You know what's coming. There's initiation. Easy hook to follow. The ultimate comes out. Oh, Magnus Eruption comes out. Boards are coming, and Valkyrie going to live initially. She gets stunned after the leap, though, and she will fall in the end. The TP support just not in time. Not quick enough right there, and everyone stays alive minus Valkyrie. So it does work out for Zinc Esports. After being so close.
Just too much. The burst of it was just too quick, and like you said, the rotations were just too slow. Not obviously to the fault of Tree, but obviously a 3-second TP now onto the outer towers, so they just couldn't get there in time. And I mean, without Kraken, Kraken does have the portal key now, but before that, there was no way they could really back initiate onto Zinc. So good pick off actually, a very, very much needed kill. Because now actually they're ahead in terms of the experience, but still below on the gold. Scout here in the bottom lane. We might be waiting for the Glacius to rotate over He's got haste as well, quite a deadly combo actually. Glacius is coming over. Puppet has to be careful.
This is very, yeah, he is going to, okay. Baltazar, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Baltazar, he's trying to port out. No, he gets the port out, but at the top lane, that's where he was going. You do see Valkyrie is killed, and it couldn't get there in time. See, I was watching Puppet Master, because if he got stopped right there, that could have been something, but, so Scout, he has a marksman shot. I'm very curious about that. If he started channeling that at the same time, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's only 2.25 seconds, and he was porting to an outer tower right there. So that would have definitely stunned him, and thus they could have killed Puppet Master. But instead, he just decided to open with auto attacks right there. So almost a little bit awkward. I mean, again, in the end, Zinc does get a kill on a Valkyrie, but they could have possibly even got the Puppet Master. But anyways, you do see the triple stack ancients are now being done. But speaking of Puppet Master, so that almost kind of worked out for him anyway, because sure, he didn't get involved in action, but triple stack ancients were here. And now he's just going to do those. So he's going to go upwards of nearly 400 gold per minute. Got the Whispering Helm, Assassin Shroud, I'm sure to follow. Yeah, has the item components for it, of course. Just needs the pattern at this point. So you mentioned the portal key pickup on Kraken. Scout, once again, kind of scouting things out as he does. But not much he can do by himself there.
Well. So,
yeah,
puts that pin, which is quite frustrating. And Tree really do have to be quite on the mark on this. I mean, when the camp doesn't spawn at 60 minutes, they have to be very, very quick to notice this, because otherwise the amount of farm that is reduced from this is rather very, very large. So in that sense, they do need to be very, very on the ball of these electric eyes, because it can build up, and you'll start to see Zinc obviously getting slowly ahead in terms of golden experience. They're already, negated the gold lead, and they're still 2.5 thousand experience up. Hopefully Repsy will actually notice this there. And it hasn't spawned, so something must be triggered out. There she goes already. Yep. So yeah, very, very well played actually on Fusen. So really well played actually. It's very, very good to notice that though, because it can stack up, and the gold lost will be quite insurmountable. So we'll play current for Fusen there. I mean, Puppet Master's closing on the Assassin Shroud as well when he gets to top lane. Yeah,
Magnus gets caught out right here. Can he stun in time? He could not stun that whole time because the silence too strong. That's, you look at Scout, you talk about the electric guys blocking camps, but obviously a good amount of silence duration coming out on those electric guys. 6 seconds at level 4. And it's actually a physical silence on top of that, so it can go through shrunken heads and whatnot. So, very good lockdown right there on a Magnus, an easy kill setup as a result of that in the end.
Yeah, and now Puppet Master does have the Assassin Shroud now as well, so perhaps some more aggressive ganks, obviously. They've got the portal key on Magnus, the portal key on Kraken, and Box is always willing to get aggressive as well. But there is a good ward placed here by Flensmeister actually, just giving him some kind of protection actually if there is some incoming ganks actually. But here comes the smoke gank from Valkyrie, middle lane.
They tried, but yeah, I couldn't get anything in time. Now they are set up in a position, however, they're trying to make something happen, but no, it's not going to happen. So. Well, you see Kraken leading the way.
At least they are trying to get aggressive, though. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is just to allow them to sit back, even though they have these ganking opportunities and capabilities. So, at least they are trying to use them. In this case, it did fail, but I mean, at least they are using the tools they have available to them.
Of course, yeah. That's as the quote goes, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Wayne Gretzky originally said that, but anyways, well, yeah, I originally said that. Wayne Gretzky copied me. Let's be honest, yeah. Scout at the bottom lane, he's going to find a little bit of farm here. He's got an Energizer as well as a Ghost March against KZ. He's very comfortable with this hero. He has a good history with it. And he's been moving around the map quite a bit, using those electric guys. We saw the gank at the top lane. He talked about how he's been blocking some camps now. At the same time, Tree's done a great job of making sure those aren't sticking around at least. Now, as I say that, there is one at the Ancients camp over here on the Legion side. So we'll see if they pick up on this, perhaps trying to stack a 19-minute mark and realizing it doesn't happen. So might cost them at least one stack right here, but if they're informative enough, they should be able to spot that. Now, overall lead does say Zinc is in a pretty decent spot. 1,200 gold lead, 6,000 experience lead here. I feel like that happens quite often for Willowkeeper. I mean, even in the previous series against Nullstone Gaming, they were down in that second game for quite a bit until ultimately winning the game at the end. It's just I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of the farm on Baltazar, the supporting cast. They do enough, and eventually helps win them games more so than not.
Yeah.
But
they put a lot of farm onto Baltazar, and then Baltazar normally carries them in terms of the team fights, and that's where they get a lot of their gold, as well as obviously a lot of the ganks as well. And they have been sort of stayed in terms of the ganks. I think the last gank they did was around 5 to 6 minutes ago, so they do need to start picking them up. Obviously, they did try a gank attempt last couple of minutes with the smoke gank, but they do have the Assassin Shroud now on the Puppet Master. They've got the portal keys on Magnus and Kraken, and to see them sit back would be a little bit of a shame. So I would like to see them start ganking because I think in a couple of minutes Zinc will start looking to push. They've got the Astrolabe on the Tempest. The Nullstone is already completed to Dr. Repulsor when he buys the Blessed Orb, and obviously Devourer has his Portal Key as well. So a lot of the items and the team fight potential items here for Zinc is already online, and for Tree they need to sort of try and negate the golden experience lead here with some more ganks.
Yeah, you saw right there again using the Valkyrie Prism cooldown, trying to set up something at the bottom lane as soon as it comes off cooldown, and well, unfortunately not getting anything, but it does force Zinc. They did spot it with the Electric Eye eventually. They fall back, and it does force that, obviously. So there is something in that sense. It's again, that M4 idea, the Revenant idea of more recently, where even though you're not actually getting killed, the hook attempt right there, Portal Key from Mickey does not hit, though. And in the end, Puppet Master is going to be fine, as well as the rest of them. They're going to fall back. But again, point being, it keeps them guessing, keeps them playing scared, and in that sense, it should slow them down when it comes to their farm and whatnot. But as I say that, Dr. Repulsor does have a Nullstone finished, and he's working his way throughout the Hellborn jungle currently, trying to up that GPM. 366 right now. Puppet Master, though, a little bit higher than him, 437 gold per minute and counting. Again, we talked about the Whispering Helm Assassin Shroud combination, and we'll see what that follow-up is. Perhaps that Shrunken Head is usually of importance here. So, top lane, Doctor, no, he should be fine, just kind of checking it out. But you see a lot of movement as a team coming out from Willowkeeper. They're going to try something again here, this time without a Valkyrie Prism, but there is no vision for Doctor to work with, actually. Oh, he's going to get caught. He has a Nullstone, remember. Yeah, he can't open with the Puppet Show. He needs help with the hold. He couldn't get it off.
Wow.
Oh,
those reactions from Flensmeister is absolutely insane. And actually, there might be pay here.
And Kraken gets pulled in from Devourer in the background. Dr. Repulsor coming back in. There's the eruption, though, coming out from Magnus. And down goes Devourer as well as Dr. Repulsor. And the meantime, also gets locked down with the Puppet's ultimate. And a big cleanup for Willowkeeper. So the starting, not the prettiest, but the ending was absolutely perfect for Tree.
And look again, look, now they were down like a couple of 1,000 gold now for the last 5 minutes. And like I said, they take a team fight, it works out well for them. They take another tower. Now they're actually up 4,000 gold, and yeah, they are down 1,300 experience, but it's 21 minutes in. Experience isn't the biggest deal here. It's all about the gold at the moment. And those 3 pickups, particularly on the Doctor and the Tempest, again, very, very important. Actually, middle lane, Glacier might be getting picked up as well. Yeah,
he's definitely dead. You see Tempest nearby. It's like, I can't help you, bro. Can't get close enough. So, Insania falls right there. Yeah, the swing is just all in favor of Willowkeeper now. 4,500 gold lead all of a sudden, and the experience even slightly going in their favor. Dr. Repulsor, though, looking for a kill attempt. They get the hook. Wow. The dust comes out. Puppet Master. He definitely is going to fall as a make it with that big hook right there. You wouldn't expect anything less. And Rhapsody also going to get followed up on with these. So, just as we're saying, Tree's looking really good all of a sudden. A lot of momentum. It gets stalled there for a little bit. Now they get the tower kill, though. So that actually is pretty decent in the end still.
Pretty worth it, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, though, they saw 2 TPs coming in. It was only Puppet Master and Rhapsody there. And you have to assume that Dr. Repulsor is one of the TPs. And you know the sort of catch range of him. And obviously, Devourer has picked up the dust as well. And 2 kills that arguably shouldn't have happened. Okay, they did get the tier 2 tower, which is good in the end. But still, they got up, tying up their play. But they make a big play. They're up. They get up from a big team fight. But then they sort of start to throw it a little bit. They are still up in terms of the gold, but they are still behind on experience. So Tree just got to tie up their play a little bit more if they want to take this game 1.
You see a Quick Blade picked up on Scout right here. Brutalizer tends to be a pretty popular item choice. In fact, goes and denies the bottom tower. In the meantime, the secondary tower, Magnus, was kind of nearby, but realizing that's not going to happen and decides to fall back. Double Arcana picked up by Puppet Master, so he is going to be working on a Hellflower himself now to follow things up. And that's not usually your go-to item pickup on a Puppet Master, but this time, again, Valkyrie Prism, I love seeing this, man. It's level 2 Valkyrie Prism, actually, so it's going to last a little bit longer, but it's not going to happen, though. Again, they're trying. They really are, but Zinc's playing it very well in terms of response against that Prism here. And, ooh, the arrow almost did, actually, but not going to connect. But, yeah, Puppet Master Hellflower. You think that makes sense here, this game?
Yeah, particularly against a Dr. Repulsor. I mean, whenever you pick up a Hellflower against maybe like the Dr. Repulsors, the Mage Bends, it's a perfect item pickup. Obviously increases his damage as well. Actually, Dr. Devourer.
Oh, he does get the hook. Yeah, I wasn't sure where he was. He got the hook, but that was kind of silly in the end because all that did was just set up a kill on him. And that's,
It's going to be tier 2 as well.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a tier 2 tower. I don't see Zinc defending this at all. And again, that's one of those just awkward situations. Like, There's some hooks you don't want to hit. You don't want to go for it. That's a perfect example of one of them right there. Top lane, they are porting in Dr. Repulsor. He's there. He wants that tower kill. Valkyrie going to stand his ground. Magnus comes in. He was not expecting that eruption. The other side. Oh, but he got the ulti off the ludicrous speed and time. Oh, that was big. Did a creep get hit by the arrow? Or was that just...
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
okay, that must have been it then. Yeah, I thought it was like the same time or something.
That's fine. I mean, Eruption is down, but I don't think there's going to be a massive team fight in the next 2 minutes. However, that there could be. But at least they did deny the tier 2 top, and they did get their tier 2 mid. So again, some good trades come out from Tree. They're 5,000 gold up here, but remember what happened last time they were up again. They have to play a little bit cautious again.
True.
They've got the Hellflower on Puppet Master again, so they're looking very, very strong. But they need to sort of make sure they don't get a little bit too risky, don't get a little bit too over ambitious, because obviously, you know, Zinc is definitely there waiting for their opportunity to get back into this game.
Yeah. See, Scout is going to counter ward a sight in his own camp, and again, that really is just an extra powerful tool of Scout. And you know, I know he got nerfs and everything, and just things kind of transition, but it still seems like he has a lot of potential to be pretty damn good as a suicide hero. I mean, he's kind of like the Madman in the sense that he has carry potential as the game gets longer, most certainly, but also he's just great harassment throughout the early to mid-game stage, in case he's showing why right here. Not only the electric guys to block camps, to scout out the invis, to scout out things in general, but also can counter-ward of sights. It saves money in that sense, in terms of spending on rev wards, rather you just have the scout eye to take care of it. Another Valkyrie print. No, he canceled that one. Okay, so he's kind of doing this cancel animation right there. And he's going to check Congo with an arrow, realizing that they're not doing it. And they might head top, actually. Just start banging on the door of the base right here.
It will force Zinc out, actually. And Zinc are playing very, very clever. They know exactly what Tree sort of strategies. They need to get a few pickoffs. So they've got, obviously, the Assassin Shroud on Puppet Master, and obviously they've got, you know, the Portal Keys on Magnus and Kraken. When all the heroes of Tree are off the map, you have to assume that they're going to try and go into your own jungle. As a result, Zinc just rotate into the enemy jungle, block a few camps, take a few camps, but actually Scout might be... No, Scout will be fine in the end. Huh. Arrow just about dodged. But yeah, so Zinc just, you know, their map rotations are very, very strong actually, knowing exactly where the enemy is and then, you know, countering and playing against that. And then obviously look at a lot of these wards as well coming out from Scout, blocking a lot of camps, like this top one over here. And a nice wall placed from an Insaner as well, getting a nice deep vision into the enemy jungle. One thing I'd like to point out though as well, Fusen is kind of doing a little bit of this blocking with the ward of sights. I'm not too fond of this honestly, because as a result obviously he doesn't have a lot of vision now on the map. He's got one ward here in the middle lane and that's it. And he did that over here on the Ancients as well, using you know, a real ward of sight instead of a ward of revelation, which is arguably a questionable play coming out from the support.
Especially when you're playing against a scout. I mean.
Exactly. But I mean, at the same time, obviously, it will increase the duration of obviously the camps being blocked. But this one doesn't actually block the hard cam over here, so a little bit of actually quite a big misplay coming out from Fusen. Not only wasting a ward of sight, but not even blocking it as well. So very questionable play here. Actually, Tempest might be in trouble though, top lane.
Yeah, he's going to be found. Puppet Master though, not the most comfortable. I mean, had an idea that maybe supports were nearby, so yeah, choosing not to open, not worth the risk right there. Even if he got the kill, could have possibly get it turned on. So. Decides to play the safe route. Was that a double damage rune? Yeah, double damage rune just got bottled up by Kraken right there. This could mean maybe a possible Kongor, or just really looking for that kill once again. And Valkyrie Prism's going to be coming up in 15 seconds. They've just continued to use it. Now, the last one they used, I will say, a little bit of a misplay. Speaking of misplays, Puppet Master was at the top lane farming creeps when they used it. So you got to be careful that no one is seen when you use that ultimate, or else it's going to give that information away, of course. To the other team. So as soon as they did, you saw on the mini map the Devourer, actually he was bottom lane, he started running back as soon as he saw that. So you got to be a little bit careful as far as timing that Valkyrie Prism. But it's something that tells me they're going to maybe try for another one right here, as they're somewhat grouped up, or at least in the near future. Like I said, even maybe a Kongor attempt wouldn't be out of the question. With that, they do got that double damage rune, like I said, so forcing a fight could work in their favor, but they're going to spread out for now.
I have to admit, Trey have been doing a lot of roaming around as 5, and although it has been paying off, I mean, look at the kills, obviously 3 more kills up than Zinc. Actually, here comes the Valkyrie Prism again, but again, Zinc's map rotation is knowing exactly where the enemies are and playing against it, making sure they cannot get picked off. You've got, I think you've got your Dr. Repulsor and Scout here in the bottom lane, and then the other few heroes in the top lane are already, they're TPing out.
Yeah.
going into the bottom lane, look at this map rotation. Absolutely fantastic, honestly, coming from Zinc. And they're very, very well versed, very, very well disciplined, making sure not to get picked off. And at the same time, they're just out farming Tree. They've got a few heroes on the map here, down bottom, farming on Dr. Repulsor, while the enemy team are just roaming around looking for ganks. And as long as Tree are not finding these kills, this is obviously beneficial for Tree. Oh, sorry, for Zinc. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Look at the experience as well, obviously going higher and higher. Arrow just about fades out before it hits Glacius there in the bottom lane. But I mean, in the meantime, they still have Puppet Master, who is actually the highest GPM at the moment by quite a bit. The Dr. Repulsor, the only one close to him, and Puppet Master's closing on the strong head as well. Already picked up the health flare, as we mentioned before. And actually, I mean, the next team fight could be very, very questionable if Dr. Repulsor does get shut down by the Puppet Master. He's level 16 now as well. But strong head is being picked up by Tempest as well, so we'll have to see the next team fight who's going to be in favour.
Well, I mean, bottom lane, actually, Dr. Repulsor is going to be going on a Magnus, but realizing that this might not be fighting wants to take effect, he's out of mana completely now. Doctor's definitely going to die right here, it looks like, as Kraken with that Sugar chasing him down. He sees Scout and Glacius nearby, but they're not going to follow suit. Kraken with that double damage rune, dangerous. Glacius gets caught by Magnus, and Scout again, he's here, he has a marksman shot, gets the kill on a Magnus. Tablet away on a Glacius, going to be fine initially, but maybe not in the long run. Wait, did he get tableted? Who tableted him? Does Valkyrie tablet him? I'm pretty sure I saw Glacius get down. Anyways, is he actually going to get away?
No.
He is.
Wow, that's big edge top lane.
I'm actually confused by that, but yeah, at the top lane in the meantime, Puppet Master, he gets locked down, and Devour and Tempest combo for the kill. No Tempest ultimate even needed right there. And Puppet Master falls. So Glacius getting away. I mean, they got Doctor at least. But
they do trade it with Puppet Master as well.
Yeah, so probably not worth it in the end. But I'm pretty sure Valkyrie accidentally tableted Glacius right there.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn I saw Glacius got tableted. Anyway, this is not really that big of a deal. I mean, it got away in the end. Yeah. So, but what I was getting to before, when you're talking about as far as the movement and using the Valkyrie Prism, and so yeah, it's what Zinc needs to be done. But you were noticing and pulling up again, even with that death of there on Puppet Master, he's still quite above, and even Kraken actually second in the game right now as far as goal per minute goes. So it really is one of those things. It's like Zinc kind of has to play that way, and it's good that they are, because they are avoiding deaths and avoiding fights and ganks that they probably wouldn't win, but at the same time, it is hurting their farm, because they're not able to just, freely farm and being able to kill creeps willingly without worrying about getting ganked. So I think that's where you're definitely seeing the reflection that, although it's smart and it makes sense, the strategy of Willowkeeper, because of the way they're playing it, is giving them still a pretty good chance. Yeah,
but I mean, at the same time, though, I mean, Tempest is soaking a lot of the farm. He's actually the highest farmer actually on the Hellborn side. I mean, he's picked up the Strong Heads, picked up the Portal Key. But yeah, I mean, going back though, it's kind of strange though how, I mean, they are dodging a lot of the fights, and obviously Tree are looking for the sort of the ganks, but like you said, they are still maintaining a lot of high farm, particularly on the Puppet Master and Kraken. Actually, Scout might be in trouble here. Perhaps he does have a bound eye, or he should be fine in the end, but...
Yeah, that's close right there. I gotta ask you this though: what about the? It's kind of just hitting me. I was mentioning about Valkyrie going the tablet. I mean, I guess he's kind of playing more of a support hero in the end. They got damage from Puppet Master. Do you like the tablet choice though?
I mean, it does work. Obviously, he's facing against the Devour, and Devour doesn't have a shrunken head yet. But at the same time, I mean, there could be a point in the game where he does need to sort of step up and be the secondary carry. But at this time in the moment, he doesn't need to be that kind of role. And playing the utility is fine. Obviously, can tablet members of the Tempest ultimate out of the Tempest ultimate, and obviously stop the Devourer as well. So, and obviously, tablet is still like a good item as well. Magnus has picked one up himself as well, obviously helping him sort of catching it and ganking as well. So, but I mean, they're taking Kongor now actually, and if this can be done, this will be very, very good and big actually, because Zinc have been dodging a lot of sort of the ganks and a lot of the team fights coming out from Tree, and obviously Tree are forcing the rotation now on getting this Kongor kill. I don't think they could go high ground, so making the Kongor kill is probably the right play to make here, as long as Valkyrie doesn't die. Close, but... Yep, so token on Puppet Master now. They might wait for the Shrunken Head and then go high ground from there. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, just watching the mini-map right there while that Kongor attempt was happening, I don't know if Zinc actually knew that it was going on, but even if they did, they were just staying away from that area, man. I mean, they were all spread out. Doctor was at the top, just trying to get in front of him. He's hiding in the jungle up there, even though they're all at Kongor. Again, he doesn't know that, though, so you can just really continue to tell. Playing very scared is Zinc Esports. To the benefit, once again, of Willowkeeper, of course. So they got the token now on Puppet Master. Again, the Shrunken Head is next in line. In fact, I believe, yeah, he just got the pattern, so already had the Warhammer. That's going to be coming out now, and he's got quite the inventory at this point. Had one before, and
Valkyrie Prism.
got just better. This one might actually set up into something. Scout's down here, but no, he's falling back.
And the presence of mind of these players, though, like, it almost feels like they've got God vision, because it's just when Tree are starting to set up a gank, the enemy team of Hellborn does back off in the end. But I mean, there comes to a point where, you know, Zinc, they're doing great in terms of, you know, dodging the team fights, but when, you know, Tree, you know, force the issue and go high ground, Zinc have to defend. So in that sense, and actually DD picks up in Puppet Master, this might be the time where they're actually going to force the issue here. But let's not forget, Zinc probably arguably one of the best teams to defend in their own bases, so we'll have to be careful here if Tree are going to try and take the Rex in.
Yeah, you see Puppet Master losing by critic for 1,000 damage right there with the Whiplash. Double damage, of course, helps with that. So Glacius going to be the first one there to throw them off with the Tundra Blast and kind of scare them a little bit, but the next creep wave coming. Marksman shot on a Puppet Master. Going to let it go through, drops in about half-life. Again, he has a token, has lifesteal as well, so... And you got Rhapsody to throw on the regen.
Arrow,
between. Arrow's going to barely miss right there. Yeah, that was close. Tempest comes in with the stun on the Puppet Master. Not really a big follow-up, though. Devo Hook going to miss. And both teams kind of trying to get that big opportunity to force one another to put a fight in, but neither one really biting on it here. And I wonder if they're going to force. I don't know. Do you think Tree should just keep banging on the wall? And
they're doing fine. Like, they're banging on the wall. Look, the tower is already like below half HP. If they do this a couple more times, the tower is going to go down, and this actually does reduce the sort of the impact on the tower and the team fight of Zinc. Fighting without the tower, of course, is a big deal. So if they can take down that tower, that would be fine. But at the same time, obviously, Token is slowly ticking away. It does have 2.5 minutes, so for the time being, doing this sort of strategy, banging on the door, is all they need to do. But when it gets closer to around, you know, the 1 minute and 30 seconds left, then maybe Tree will have to sort of start the engagement. But until now, they're doing the right thing.
Well, going in once again, keeping the creep wave there, and the tower is getting low. There's that Devo Hook. It actually hits Puppet Master this time. Magnus stuns in with no eruption. Going to try to channel it. Will it actually get off? No, it will not. Puppet Master, he does eventually. No, he's actually still alive. He's planning an auto attack. Gets the team support hat trick coming out for Balthazar, and he's looking for more. So Magnus got to cancel on the eruption, ended up dying, but it didn't matter. Protective Melody saves Puppet Master as well, and down goes Glacius right there. Devourer did buy back for all of this, but the dive for Willowkeeper ends up working out. Obviously, it started because Puppet Master got hooked in, but the big follow-up, especially with Magnus, coming out right there.
If they take Rex here, this would be so big. But Dr. Spoil back.
Yeah, Doctor coming back in, flying around, looking to go back. Remarka with the leap, disjoints the auto attack, and stays alive as a result. Devourer, in the meantime, does get picked off, and now Dr. Repulsor, he gets locked down by a 5-second arrow. Boxy with the turn around. Unbelievable. And Willowkeeper, they're going to break down the racks right here.
And there's nothing that Zinc can do. The buybacks are already being used. They got one more buyback on Devourer if they want to use it, but they're sacking the bottom racks. But now look at Tree, 13,000 gold up, 7,000 experience up. Tree looking in such a good position in game 1, and man, I did not expect this to be coming out from Tree. I have to assume, sorry.
Yeah. There's a demonic breastplate picked up on Kraken. Sorry, I tried to get rid of my hiccups right there. That's a crazy hiccups, just crazy action, man. I guess it just popped up, but 38 more 100 gold on Puppet Master. Willowkeeper has to be feeling really good now. I mean, again, coming into this series down 1 again to nothing, obviously coming from the losers bracket, and getting 0-2'd by Zinc yesterday. We knew that they looked good and had good chances, but in the end, it wasn't to be. But they came here to play today, and we talked about in the interview against Nullstone Gaming in the previous series, and obviously had that matchup to worry about too, but. Made a point, Ruda made a point that they were really looking forward to a Zinc matchup, though, and getting a rematch of them, and confident that they could actually compete. So, showing that here, bigger and better items coming out as a result of what just happened, too. That's how it works, of course. You got Puppet Master, Genjiro just finished, the demonic on Kraken, as we talked about, and you also have a Nullfire Blade in the works here on Valkyrie. Just about finished, in fact, purchases the pattern right there. Sheepstick also going to be coming around the corner for Magnus. So yeah, a lot of big next tier items going to be coming out. In the meantime, on the other side, not a whole lot of threat, honestly. I mean, the Scout got his shrunken head, but that's more of a defensive tool in the end, not the offensive damage that they perhaps need. And the fact that they even got the hook and the start that they were probably looking for, and that backfired as big as it did, it really tells. And we're talking about Zinc Esports, man. We're talking about Zinc, probably the best team at defending their base we've seen in a long time, and they just got overrun right there. So.
Exactly. I mean, I think the biggest thing, about that team fight was the Tempest got absolutely destroyed. The initiation came out from all the the follow-up actually from Kraken was perfect. Instantly popped the Kraken ultimate on top of Tempest's head, so even if he did Tempest ultimate, it would have been cancelled. And then they bursted him down so quickly before he could even get the Shrunken Head off. And then obviously he didn't even have a buyback, so I mean, if they can get a great initiation again like that onto the Tempest, it could be massive. But I mean, just don't forget though, the 5-man ultimate is definitely in the arsenal here for Zalaps. And although they are down 13,000 gold lead, let's not write off Zinc yet.
No. Can't do that. Can't do that with Zinc Esports especially. But again, well, that's something else though. I mean, if you are a team like Willowkeeper, again, you're looking to, in this case, just to That's the ultimate picture, though. Again, this is just one game here. It's ultimately you have to win 3 games to win the series if you're Willowkeeper. So feel good of where you're at, but don't get overconfident. Yeah, it's going to be excited, going to be hyped, but yeah, don't act like you have a win by any means. And again, I bring that up because this is still a newer team in that sense. They're still getting more and more experience at this top-tier play, especially against teams like Zinc. And we've seen it before where an underdog team will pull ahead earlier on in the mid-game stage, and then before you know it, they throw a couple fights, and the other team's like, well, we saw that one coming, I guess, in the end. So, yeah, Zinc or Willowkeeper in a great spot, but no doubt Zinc definitely still has good chances. And Flintmeister apparently, or not Flintmeister, but Dr. Repulsor apparently, see right there even, he has a 5-1 record actually against Puppet Master. None over 45 minutes actually, so we're actually getting to that point right here. Could possibly be a little bit longer. But, yeah, exactly, Willowkeeper, and not saying that they are, but, you know, make sure that you're still level-headed and not overhyped because this is still not over here in what is technically game number 1. So apparently crack a nature called though, so Tennessee's back. We'll be good to go. And continuing on. What is that? Their lines are incredibly even. Wow, yeah, they are.
Yeah, so we are going to be back into the game, but I'm wondering what the next play here for Tree is. Are they going to try and force the issue? They are up 13,000 gold, 8,000 experience, or are they going to wait for Congo and play it safe? Or even just sort of continue trying to gain catch. The Valkyrie Prism was just about to stop cancelled. Yeah, stop cancelled. Actually, middle lane.
I thought it was used as well. Yeah, they're trying. Going for Devour, it looks like. Puppet Master opens, but it does a good damage. Magnus comes in with the stun as well. Release on Kraken. Tempest jumped in. He tries to ulti, but it's going to be stopped immediately after. Puppet Master still well alive. Protecting Melody, helping to save the day. If anything, Shrunken Head's doing plenty as well. Devour goes down. A double tap for Boxy right there. No Valkyrie Prism even needed. No buyback to be had, as you mentioned. They do have one to Devour, but you know, even with that, it'd be Devo, Scout, and Dr. Repulsor. But you got to do something here. You can't just let them have it. So wouldn't be surprised. Doctor flies in. He's out of mana, though. He needs to probably go back and get that reach out. There's the buyback on the Devo. So the Rax is exposed, but at this point, it's just too late. Might not have mattered anyways. He gets the hook. He gets beautiful hook on a Puppet Master. Puppet Master double talent, though, coming out. Great team support in the process. Dr. Repulsor in trouble. He goes down. Scout goes down, and that should do it. Willowkeeper going to take game number 1 over Zinc Esports, and we have a tied series as a result, ladies and gentlemen, here in the grand final. So Zinc may be the top dogs right now, the defending champions of Cycle 1, but Willowkeeper clearly not letting that phase them. And that was just a great performance overall. Not a whole lot of mistakes you can call out there.
Definitely not. And